What's going on, guys? Quicker here, and welcome to my $1,000 gaming PC build. Now, it's not just a gaming PC, it does have a really good CPU, which would be perfect for video editing. It's not the best, but it would work. So starting off, we have the MSI GeForce GTX 960 Twin Frozer heatsink, which is going to keep those temperatures nice and low, and even the fans are pretty quiet. They don't even run when you're starting up or idling, which means not doing much of anything. It's got a bunch of ports. It's not much else to say, really. It's a perfect starter. You'll be getting 1080, 60 FPS on most of your games. Like Witcher 3. No games can really get that much past 60. It really is a strain on everything, but it can do it, and especially for Grand Theft Auto, Battlefield, any other games. And this build is also inspired by Metal Gear Solid, the new one coming for PC. It is heavily reliant on the CPU, which we will get to that now after this next part. For the motherboard, I went with the ASRock Z97 Anniversary ATX LGA 1150 board. It is amazing, four slots of RAM. It's a nice small compact board, perfect for our case that I've also picked out for you guys. Slot for one graphics card and a couple of audio cards, but nobody really cares about those. It's perfect for starting, and if you are obviously going to upgrade, I would suggest the Z97 Extreme 4. It's an amazing big motherboard, space for 3 graphics cards, even though I probably only put 2 in it, but it is amazing. I think my motherboard has built-in graphics as well, which work amazing, just in case you're not willing to spend that extra money on the graphics card just yet. Alright, and for the CPU, this is the not really the bread and butter. It's all the bread and butter. You can't really work without any of these pieces. I went with the Intel Core i5 4460, clocks up to 3.2 gigahertz, and you cannot overclock it, sadly. But it is an amazing CPU, and is perfect for the Metal Gear Solid fans, because they say you need an i5. It used to be an i3, but now it's so heavily reliant on the CPU. The graphics card barely has anything to do, to be honest. But it is nevertheless amazing. It's going to be great for editing. It won't be like super high speed for everything, but it is an amazing starter CPU. Now for the Now for the power supply, I went with the Corsair CS 80 Plus Gold certified 650 watt modular power supply. That was a mouthful. Now, modular is very important. I'll explain that right now. Because when you don't have modular, you get a bunch of cables that you can't always have good cable management, which heats up your PC, equals bad. With modular, you can reroute cables going in any which direction you want. They're not all bundled together. So you can put them behind the case anywhere without actually straining your cords, because all of the cords are connected when it's not modular. Anyway, it's just basic 650. I mean, if you're going to upgrade, I would definitely go with an 850. That's what I've got, and it's perfect for what I have. And I have a major gaming rig, but moving on. Well, not major, anyway. Moving on to the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB SATA 6GB, no, not 6GB, 1TB SSD, or hard drive. Yeah. Not much to say, this is really basic. To be honest, you could go with a bunch of other hard drives, but this is a really fast, really good one, very standard. I was going to put an SSD in this build, but for the price, you can upgrade it later, put it in for Windows, so you can turn your boot speed from 1 minute to possibly 3 or 4 seconds. It's that fast. And you can even put your one major game in that SSD as well, and it'll boot up extremely fast. But anyway, this is what you've got for now. It's 1TB. I mean, for all the games, for all the stuff you're going to put on it, you obviously should get another hard drive. Maybe pick up a 4TB one for $200 later in the future, and maybe an SSD. Now, for the case, I went for the Antec 1 Mid-Tower Gaming ATX case Black. It is a very nice, good, it's a good fan. It's a good case. It supports our 120mm CPU cooler, which is up next, which is amazing. It'll fit right out the rear, which will suck in nice air, keep it nice and cool and quiet. We all love quiet. And it's got room for a bunch of hard drives. It's very standard. I mean, it's amazing for starter. It's only a mid-tower case. Everything would fit very nicely in there if you know what you're doing. Yeah. Now, for the CPU cooler, not a lot of people think about this. People are just like, oh, just use the one with the Intel Core i5. Okay, I will be doing that too until I buy this, which is my next buy. This is amazing. It will help overclock any CPU. It does it amazingly, keeps it nice and cool, and it's not very loud. Now, I'm going to use this because I love keeping my products cool. It's actually so much engineering behind this. The plate is actually copper. And it's got a whole bunch of copper bolts, or maybe not bolts, but whatever. It's very nice, and you can upgrade to a 240mm fan as well, which is basically doubling it. But it wouldn't fit in our case, sadly, unless you put it at the top. But anyway, this is very good. Keep your CPU nice and cool forever. It's amazing. It's also, people freak out because it's a liquid cooling system. This is low maintenance. By low maintenance, you probably won't have to touch this for years. That's how low maintenance it is. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, I'm not including peripherals, but if you would like, I would also recommend some stuff in the next video if you all want to know a good keyboard, a quiet one, mouse, headset, mic. The mic I'm using right now, it's actually very nice, very cheap. And, yeah. Alright, so for the final piece, I went with the G-Skills Ripjaws. 8 gigabytes. Sadly, I wanted to go for the 16 gigabytes, but whatever. You got 2 sticks for 48 gig, which means if you buy another pair, you can just put them in the other RAM slots, and you'll have 16 gig. 8 gig is really perfect for whatever you would possibly need, but 16 gig is just amazing, especially if you're doing a whole lot of video editing, which even with the CPU it would really help out. But 8 gig is perfect for games, perfect for editing. It's just not the best. Anyway, this is a very highly, I don't know, it's just very good RAM. Okay. So in total, this build came up to 970. That's not including shipping. I believe most of these items are shipping, like, are free shipping, and this is for anybody in Canada. I'm going to do a USA build because a lot of people who do these builds, when other people look them up, they're usually crazy expensive shipping, and the price is not even the same because you're in a different country. This is the Canada build. I will do a US build probably in a couple days. But 970, not including shipping and handling, even though most of it's free. This is the build. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Quaker, and I will see you guys in the next video.